What's the word, YouTube? I got y'all with another video. We got 6 most disturbing cases of real found footage. These type of videos be kind of scary. I ain't gonna lie. Well, obviously, cause it's scary and chilling. But wait, what's his YouTube channel called? Hey, shout out to Chillin' Scares, and he got good content out there. And make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all turn the notifications on. Make sure y'all share the video. Let's get to the video, y'all. But let me move this thing real quick. Best quality. Oh fuck. Best quality. Let's get to it. Oh fuck. My shit's mudded.
A 205 near on August 15, 1989, a family of 3 was driving along Interstate 205 near Stockton.
Bro, this is gonna be something like somebody stuck in the woods, because they said there's like a family of 3, and that shit better go bad. I ain't gonna lie, like it's gonna be nighttime, late night out in the woods. Fuck no.
In California.
Bro, I wouldn't even do that shit for 100 million, bro. Well, probably be like a little proportionate chance that I would, but never in my life I would go in the woods by myself at the nighttime, bro.
When their car began to overheat. Forced to pull over, the father popped the hood to check the damage. It didn't take long to realize they needed professional help. Leaving the mother behind to stay with the car, the father and his young son set out on foot to find a payphone. As they walked, the boy noticed something unusual, a camouflage jacket discarded by the side of the road. This piqued his curiosity, and he went over to take a closer look, only to find
a veteran?
An unmarked VHS tape sticking out from one of its pockets. The boy
VHS tapes, my fault. Damn, I can't speak today. That's probably like a music thing that you can listen with your headphones with back in the day. That's probably like an old dude, obviously, because he's a veteran, but let's keep on watching the video. I don't know why I'm talking so much.
Picked up the tape and later brought it back to his home. By this point, his parents were also curious about what they'd find on this seemingly abandoned tape.
Oh, goddamn VHS tape. I didn't even know that. I thought it was like music, but it's like a, you know what I mean, a disc.
So they inserted it in their home VHS player and pressed play. However, the contents of the tape were far darker than what they could have imagined. Now, the original unedited video has never been made available online, but there are different pieces from various sources that I've done my best to put together. It opened with the camera pointed at a massive fire at night, with what I can only assume is the cameraman saying some ominous stuff.
Look at the fire. This is my dog.
Bro, whoever did this, bro, you are a crash out in a menace to society mentally, bro. Cause why are you doing like, hey, this is my domain, my hell. Like, bro, bro, why? Oh my gosh, bro. Why do people do this, honestly, bro? I mean, God bless him, but
A bit into the video, the camera refocused and the source of the fire became clear. It was a single-story home that looked like it was still under construction.
Whoa, is that a person right there?
Struck.
This thing right here, is that a person? Bro, that thing look like it's moving.
Before it caught fire.
I call it home. My hell. The whole sky's black with smoke. That I will destroy.
Y'all see that person though?
Your soul. Ancient spirit of evil.
What can you do with
Yeah, that dude gotta be a Satanist or demonic, bro.
Google Fiber 5 gig? This, that, also that, while doing this.
Meanwhile, the cameraman kept talking, and the longer he spoke, the more unsettling it became. Later in the video, you could also hear fire trucks arriving at the scene and the cameraman commenting on it before ending the video with a direct threat to the viewer.
The fire department's trying to put it out. What a laugh. I gotta go now. But remember me tonight, ladies
The tape then abruptly cut to
Wow, that.
the scene from the 1984 horror film A Nightmare on Elm Street. It wasn't clear if the fire video was taped on top of the movie or if this was a deliberate edit. However, one thing was clear: the frightening video was filmed by the person who set the house on fire. The family handed over the tape to the police and told them exactly where and how they found it. Detectives went back to the location, and sure enough, the family's story checked out. The jacket was still there. But the detectives also found many other items near the jacket, including a wooden pestle, a glove, a cassette of metal music, and a ceramic skull. They also watched the video itself, and it was unlike anything they had seen before.
I've never run across anything as...
Hey, shout out to cops though. Like, they probably got one of the most hardest jobs too, because they got to deal with like stupid people like doing like stupid crimes, and just like they gonna have to deal with that bullshit every day. Cause some people like crash out, some people are just like crazy. Cause they could honestly be home right now just chilling with their family, but they decided to be a policeman and try to deal with the bad stuff that's going on right now. And shout out to them. Bro, you gotta have like 1,000%, 1,000 patience of being a cop, bro. Cause if you don't have patience, bro, everybody's gonna say every cop is bad and we need justice. I mean, I'd say just like some bad cops, but there's definitely more good cops out there, but just not on camera and everything like that. But that's crazy.
As this tape frightened me. As a matter of fact, I thought about it that night when I went to bed.
Unfortunately, the poor filming conditions and shaky nature of the footage prevented them from extracting any
But this looked like this was recorded in the 50s with color on it.
meaningful clues about the location of this fire. Despite a frame-by-frame analysis, investigators were unable to match the tape with any reported fires in the state of California. For all they knew, the fire could have happened anywhere in the US. As for the motive behind this action, the constant talk of hell and evil led the investigators to believe that it had something to do with Satanism. And while this might sound a bit
That's what I said, bro.
far-fetched today, you have to remember that back in the 1980s, major acts of evil from devil worshippers was a real concern for many people. But without any leads, this was nothing more than a theory. So, after exhausting all other options, investigators decided to enlist the help of the media and featured the story on the popular TV show Unsolved Mysteries in September of 1990. And this worked better than the cops could have ever imagined. Within 2 hours of the episode airing, investigators received over 1,000 calls from viewers with potential leads. Among these 1,000 plus callers was a man named Ed Tarantino, who got shaken to his core after seeing the found footage on TV, because he lived next to the burning house in Redwood City, California, some 80 miles west.
Wow, that's crazy.
As to where the tape was originally found. More
Wait, how did he not know that the fire was going on? Unless he was down home.
importantly, the show also led the investigators to the owner of the under-construction home that was burning in the video, Bill Otherlie, who described the incident as the act of a crazy person.
And turned up, it's my house that's on the videotape. And then you heard the voice of this individual. And you go, this guy ain't playing with a full deck.
This was an extremely expensive loss for Bill. The fire had completely destroyed his under-construction home, costing him $900,000, which is about $2.5 million. Construction home costing him
What?
$900,000.
But he better get that $900,000 back and then rebuild it again or do it somewhere else, like somewhere like that's safe. But bro, $900,000, damn.
Which is about $2.5 million in today's money. Meanwhile, the Redwood City Fire Department also confirmed the incident. As it turns out, the fire department had captured their own footage of the incident for use in future training, and parts of this fire department footage matched the mysterious tape. Cross-referencing the two videos also revealed that the arsonist was just about 50 feet away from the fireman when he recorded his video.
I'm done spending an obscene amount of money on takeout every week. Done.
I'm getting back on track with Factor. Fresh.
The fire department's trying to put it out. What a laugh.
Now, all that remained was to capture the culprit. But that wasn't going to be easy. According to the owner of the fire department reports, the arson attack happened in August of 1988, which is an entire year before the tape was found on the side of the road. The only lead the investigators had on the suspect was the name he mentioned in the video, Omar.
Look at it, Omar. This is what I've been doing on your week's vacation. I settled, dude. I settled, dude.
It wasn't much, and for a while it seemed like a dead end. That is, until the police received a new tip from Doris Lance, another person who saw the
Did they get different point of views from that health thing? That's crazy.
Unsolved Mysteries episode on TV. She suspected that the Omar mentioned in the video was referring to a 17-year-old boy who lived in the area. And when the police brought him in for questioning, he cracked almost immediately and told them everything. Omar claimed that he was silently standing off camera when the video was filmed, and that it was his 19-year-old friend who started the fire and recorded the video. The investigators were finally getting close to the perpetrator, but they needed more evidence before making their move, so they started tailing the alleged arsonist, observing him from a distance. However, he likely caught wind of the police because soon after the monitoring started, his garage burned to the ground. At that point, the police had no choice but to act. On September 27, 1990, they confronted the 19-year-old directly. And just like Omar, he folded without much of a fight and confessed to everything. One thing I should point out is that the authorities never publicly revealed the identities of the two boys, so I'll call the arsonist John for the sake of convenience. After going through John's home, investigators also found tons of incriminating evidence that linked them to not only the Redwood City fire, but similar arson attacks on 11 other structures and 15 grass fires.
If you think about it, he's still a kid too. Like, even though he's over 18, like, bro, that's crazy, bro. Like, 19 and you're doing like arson? God, me.
This evidence included things like a picture of graffiti on a wall stating, "Please no more houses," and a news clipping pinned to the wall about recent arsons which the two boys likely caused. But that wasn't all. In the burned down garage, they discovered bloodied knives and mutilated animal parts. They also found...
Bro, I knew it, bro. I knew I wasn't tweaking, bro, because I saw a human, like, walking inside a fire, and because I was like, y'all saw that? And I'm like, yeah, there gotta be a human in there.
Tapes containing disturbing footage of John dressing up as a satanic vampire and threatening a humanoid sculpture with a knife.
How you doing, Father? I hope you're doing real good.
But not all of the footage was so theatrical. One of the most notable clips showed the two boys goofing around in an open field.
And now, to finish the job.
That field, as it turned out, was being transformed into a housing development. It's likely the boys were furious about the changes and decided to take matters into their own hands by torching under construction homes to stop the developments. This would also explain the eerie graffiti I mentioned earlier. However, since both of them were minors when they started those fires, they were tried as juveniles despite the severity
Bro, what you mean? They said that dude was 19, bro. He's an adult, bro.
of their crimes. Omar was sent to juvenile detention, while John was deemed mentally unwell and was admitted to a mental institute. What happened to the two after that, we don't know. I've seen some claims that John was released from the mental institute and died in a car accident in 2017. And while there's no direct evidence to back this claim, I did find a news report of a hit and run in Redwood City from January of 2017. The victim of this incident was 45 years old, which aligns perfectly with the age John would have been in 2017. But if this is completely unrelated and John is still alive, I seriously doubt he'd reveal himself now just to satisfy the curiosity of randoms on the internet. As for the tape itself, it's still unclear how it found its way on the side of the interstate.
That's crazy.
On August 23, 1987, a pair of backpackers were hiking south of the Junco Lake trailhead in the mountains near the tiny town of Tabernash, Colorado. However, what might have seemed like an ordinary hike quickly turned into an unforgettable experience that would stay with them for the rest of their lives. The two came across the wreckage of a crashed plane with parts scattered everywhere. They informed the authorities about the find, prompting a complete search of the area for evidence of what happened to this plane and when. While Dale Wood, a Colorado deputy sheriff, was investigating the area, his attention was drawn to a VHS tape hanging from a tree. Most of the tape's insides had come out and were tangled in the branches, but he recovered everything he could and brought it back for restoration to a somewhat playable condition, and the footage was disturbing to say the least. The VHS contained the last moments of two men who went missing 3 years ago, the 36-year-old James Jeb Cobb.
Wow, that's crazy.
And his similarly aged passenger Ronald Hugh Wilmond. On August 10, 1984, the two flew from the Granby Airport with the Jeffco Airport as their destination on a small Cessna L-19E Bird Dog airplane. However, they never arrived at this destination. Multiple search parties were deployed to their approximate route, but none were able to find any evidence of what happened to James and Ronald. What made their disappearance even more mysterious was the fact that the plane had an emergency locator transmitter, a device that would have broadcast its location in the case of a crash. However, the authorities never received the signal from this device, and their case remained cold for almost 3 years. That is until the pair of backpackers found the wreckage, which in turn led to the discovery of the VHS tape. The footage starts off quite normal, with the pilot commenting on things he sees from the cockpit.
Oh, look at that down there, Ronnie, on the left. Nice little lake and a cabin. Those dead trees down there. A whole bunch of them back up in here, those beetles. Very pretty little lake.
However, around
Nice lake.
5 minutes into the footage, things start to go wrong as the ground starts coming closer and closer. Experts
But this feels oddly weird, I ain't gonna lie.
analyzed this footage to find out what went wrong, and apparently the pilot failed to account for density altitude before taking off. For those that aren't familiar with aviation lingo, think of density altitude as the thickness of the air. When it's hot, humid, or a higher altitude, the air becomes thinner, making it harder for planes to fly well. Pilots use density altitude to know how their plane will perform, like how much runway they need or how much weight they can carry. On the day of the crash, the density altitude around Tabernash was 13,000 feet. In other words, the air was as thin as it would be at an altitude of 13,000 feet. James failed to account for this massive difference. When his plane came across rapidly rising mountains around 10,200 feet above sea level, he wasn't able to lift the plane in time to fly over them safely. The footage showed how he tried to quickly turn back, but stalled the plane's engine in the process, resulting in it turning over and crashing into the trees.
Oh, you hear that too? Like, bro, that's how that's how the what's it called? Them airplanes are jets be doing when they what's it called? Emergency thing. That's what it's called. Emergency. That bro, that's scary, bro.
Damn, hang on, Ronnie!
Oh! Damn, God bless him. Damn, that's messed up, bro. Shout out to their family. My condolences go out to their family, and that's sad, bro.
The footage also explained why the emergency locator transmitter didn't work. The plane flipped upside down just before the crash, which damaged the transmitter, preventing it from signaling for help. It was an unfortunate incident all around. The only potentially good thing that came out of this is that James Cottle's family authorized this found footage to be used in flight instructor training. So maybe somebody's life was spared because they saw this footage and remembered to adjust for density altitude before taking off.
No, that's messed
On the
up, bro.
31st of May 2013, the loud noise of a tornado siren was echoing through the streets of El Reno, Oklahoma. Meteorologists were predicting a potential multiple vortex tornado that might touch down in the area. And while this was bad news for the residents of El Reno, the rarity of such an event also attracted a lot
Yeah, that's definitely the Midwest right there, without a doubt.
of storm chasers from around the United States. This also included a 3-man crew of storm chasing experts, the 55-year-old Tim Samaras, his 24-year-old son Paul Samaras, and their partner 45-year-old Carl Young. The three had extensive experience in safely chasing twisters and gathering valuable data from them. They were also a part of the Discovery Channel's Storm Chasers and were heavily...
Damn, I think I low-key watched the Storm Chasers one time, but without knowing it, cause I was watching it way back, like probably like 6 years ago. I was kind of watching this with my mom, and I only watched it for like 5 minutes, and then went back upstairs, and then it was like hurricanes everywhere. It was like out in Kansas, and they was like broadcasting it live, I think, and the tornado was going crazy, like taking everything.
Involved in the show from seasons 3 to 5. In May of 2013, the trio had actually arrived in the stormy area many days earlier to thoroughly analyze the storm before giving chase.
Oh, I'd say this is the one. Oh yeah.
What? That's the Kansas too? Wait.
This is gonna be the storm of the day right here. This is gonna do it, I think.
Unfortunately, the May 31st twister wasn't something they could have predicted, even with their vast knowledge and experience. It started around
That one looked familiar. I ain't gonna lie. I think that's the one I watched. I don't know.
6 p.m. when an EF3 tornado touched down in El Reno, marking the beginning of the chase. However, it wasn't long before the tornado started becoming more volatile.
See, the rain is behind us. Oh my god.
Why you not leaving, bro?
What was supposed to be a category EF3 quickly turned into an EF5, which is the most intense a tornado can get. But even the title of EF5 cannot fully demonstrate the terrifying scale of this particular twister. By the time it stopped growing, the El Reno tornado had a radius of 2.6 miles, the largest in recorded history. It also had a wind speed of 313 miles per hour, or over 500 kilometers per hour. Carl and the Samaras brothers were attempting to ride parallel to the tornado to observe from a safe distance. Unfortunately, the twister made an unexpected turn and started coming towards their car. They tried everything in their power to escape safely, but sadly it was too late. The tornado flung the car into the air, sending it barreling across the El Reno region. After the storm had passed, search parties found their car, which was reduced to 60% of its original size. And while Tim's body was found strapped inside the vehicle, Paul and Carl's bodies were found half a mile east and west of the car. All three had tragically passed away in the incident. After some more searching, authorities also found a camera.
Damn, that's sad. I ain't gonna lie. This video's been kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, the tornado, the helicopter, and then one before that about the fire thing. All of them's like been like 10 plus years ago.
Which was miraculously still recording. And after reviewing the footage, it became clear that it had recorded Tim, Paul, and Carl's final moments. Now, as far as I could tell, the raw footage from this camera has not been released to the public, and no one has leaked it anywhere on the internet. But a select few people have seen the footage, including the crew's close friend, Gabe Garfield. According to him, he could hear Carl talking about how eerily calm the air around them had become in the moments before their end. To which Tim replied, "Actually, we're in a bad spot," before uttering his final words, "We're going to die." To this day, the story of Tim, Paul, and Carl serves as a stark warning to aspiring storm chasers, highlighting the immense danger of their pursuit. Even a team of industry-leading veterans couldn't withstand the unpredictable fury of a twister.
God bless them. Damn, that's crazy.
On the 1st of June 2024, a YouTube channel by the name of Found Memories uploaded a video titled Tape 92, Found Footage, Jason Sleeping. The video is timestamped for 9:27 p.m. on April 22, 2007, and opens with the cameraman placing the camera in a way that faces a sleeping child.
Oh, I feel good about this one.
Aside from the sleeping child turning a few times, nothing happens for the rest of this nearly 30-minute video. There's not even any unusual sound in the background or anything. Now, despite the footage being completely uneventful, something about this whole thing is inherently unsettling. The lack of context and the uncomfortable silence can easily turn this into nightmare fuel if you have an active enough imagination. According to the description of the video, the original tape was simply labeled as Jason's
Yeah, it was way too quiet, I ain't gonna lie.
Sleeping. The uploader also gave an explanation for where they found the footage, stating, "Found in a box full of abandoned camcorder videos, uploading to archive the footage. Perhaps one day someone connected to the video will see it and appreciate it." And while this provides some much needed context, it still leaves the biggest question unanswered. Why would anyone record 30 minutes of a child sleeping? so I decided to dig a bit further. The first thing that came to mind is that this is just another one of those staged, artsy, analog horror type videos. However, after going through the channel that posted this video, I don't think that's the case. The channel, Found Memories, was created fairly recently in April of 2024. The About section of the channel reads, "Uploading media I've found to archive, and maybe one day the original owners will find it and appreciate it. I've acquired thousands of videotapes and media over the years from various places, pawn shops, private sellers, auctions, and thrift stores to name a few. I recently had the idea to start this channel as a way to start archiving them and actually do something with them. Maybe one day someone connected to them will find them." And this seems to be the truth. At the time of writing, this channel has uploaded over 180 different videos.
I know, well, that's kind of cool, but at the same time, that's like unsettling. Like, I mean, it's cool to get VHS tapes, but I wonder if like you just find something like very like demonic and like just very weird. You know what I mean? And just like creeps you out. That's like the thing right there.
And almost all of them are extremely unique in some way. From children opening their Christmas presents in 1991 to a whole wedding. However, almost none of these random videos are creepy or scary, with the sole exception of Jason sleeping. I highly doubt the owner of this channel filmed or acquired hundreds of random tapes just to sneak in one obscure horror video. So they're likely telling the truth about finding the tape. But if it's not an artsy horror flick, what is it? Now, while it might be easy to drum up some creepy stalker story, the real explanation might be a lot simpler. More specifically, this was likely recorded by a parent who wanted to observe the sleeping patterns of their child, maybe to see if they sleepwalk or talk during their sleep. Many comments under the video also agree with this explanation, with one commenter even providing a personal anecdote to validate this theory, stating, "I'm sure they recorded to catch him sleepwalking or talking. When I was 9, I woke up in my mom's closet. My mom about had a heart attack when she opened the door and asked me why I was there. I said, I don't know. She thought I was lying, so one night she videotaped me. But I didn't do it. It was a one-time thing for me. Also could be paranormal reasons. Kid been waking up with scratches, bites, could be anything."
Demons, bro.
9 times out of 10, there's really no creepy reason parents record kids. Not saying it doesn't happen now, but just way less likely. But at the end of the day, we really don't know and can't know the motives of this unnerving found footage. Maybe the channel owner's wish will come true one day and Jason, or the person who recorded this footage, will find this video and reveal the truth in the comments. In August of 2021, YouTuber Rich Aloha was filming one of his signature diving videos in a pool under a waterfall in Foster Falls State Park, Tennessee. He was excited to jump in the water in hopes of finding some treasure like a drone or an iPhone. But what he uncovered instead was a lot more disturbing. After looking around on the lake floor for some time, he saw something unusual sticking out of the ground, which turned out to be a GoPro camera. The GoPro had clearly been in there for a while, plus the outer shell had massive cracks, which allowed water to get in and fry every electronic component. But before Rich threw the broken GoPro away, he decided to remove its SD card and plug it in, just in case it somehow survived the months underwater. And to his surprise, it was actually fully functional and had the footage of the adventures of a young man. This turned out to be 22-year-old Richard Ragland, who tragically lost his life 2 years earlier, drowning while swimming beneath that very—
No! 2 weeks after this, God bless Richard Ragland.
Waterfall. In fact, the footage Rich uncovered had Richard's final moments in water. We can actually see him getting visibly exhausted and struggling to stay afloat near the end. The camera likely recorded his final breaths as well. However, from my research, the complete footage isn't available anywhere online, and even if it was, it wouldn't be something I could show here on YouTube. Rich likely never released the complete recording out of respect for Richard and his family, which I fully understand. And while the death of such an upbeat young man is sad, at least his family got to see his last happy moments on this planet thanks to Rich finding the footage. On the 30th of September 2000—
Man, that's sad and tragic.
2019, at 4:06 p.m., the police in Anchorage, Alaska received a call from a woman claiming to have found evidence of a horrific crime. The woman who called the police was 47-year-old Valerie Kassler.
Yeah, she do look crazy, I ain't gonna lie.
She claimed that she was walking around Fairbanks Street when she found an SD card lying on the ground. She picked it up and saw the words "Homicide at Midtown Marriott" written on it and thought that it might be the title of some obscure horror movie. However, nothing could have prepared her for the horrifying content that came up when she plugged in the card to view its contents. According to the reports, the card had 39 images and 12 videos, all from the same crime scene of horrible things being done to a woman in a hotel room. The person behind the gruesome footage stayed off camera, but his unmistakable voice and distinct accent were clear in the videos. And while these videos were never released to the public, the person recording them would have sounded something like this.
There through those trees, you'll see the doctor's house. He's like a heart surgeon or brain surgeon or something. There's the other neighbors, and there's the tree in front of the house, and there's the other neighbors.
This is the voice of Brian Stephen Smith, who quickly became the #1 suspect in the case. Apparently, he had called the Anchorage Police Department a few days before the SD card was found and complained about someone stealing his stuff. So when the cops were reviewing the footage, someone from the station recognized his voice. The person who found the SD card also recognized the carpet pattern of the hotel in the pictures. It was the Town Place Suites by Marriott, which was located just a 5-minute walk from where the card was found. Cops went to this hotel, and sure enough, Brian was checked into the hotel on the day the horrific pictures and videos were taken. Further investigation into Brian revealed that he was an immigrant from South Africa and had received US citizenship less than a year earlier. He was also working as the manager of a different Marriott hotel in Anchorage.
Bro, USA, bro. Keep, like, I mean, God bless the people, like, all the foreigners, bro, but keep them over there, bro. Like, we gotta look out for ourselves and them, bro. Like, this is just sad, bro. We gotta look out for us first, like, us homeless people in the US. Well, I'm not homeless, but to the homeless people in USA, bro, you need to look out for them, bro. Like, even though, like, it's rarely to happen, but we gotta look out for our peoples, man.
The police also found the discarded remains of his victim during this time. Unfortunately, he had gone on vacation with his wife the day the SD card was found. However, he was arrested seconds after landing at the airport in Alaska and charged with over 13 felonies for his unspeakable crimes. Police also revealed the identity of his victim, the 30-year-old Alaskan native named Kathleen Jo Henry. Brian pled not guilty, but the evidence against him was too substantial for him to walk free. However,
bro, this dude look weird. Like, look at his eyes, bro. It's like that.
Just as he was about to face justice, Valerie Kessler gave a testimony that could have complicated this case even further. If you remember, she originally claimed to have found the SD card lying on the road. In reality, she was hired by Brian as an escort. On her way out, she stole his phone. When she went through his phone, likely to clear it, she came across evidence of his monstrous deeds. But she did not want to get involved in such a massive case, so she copied the files to an SD card and came up with the entire found footage storyline. Fortunately, the case against Brian was already strong enough to withstand this revelation, and he was finally sentenced to 226 years in prison in July of this year. And while this would not
2 of them? Damn.
undo the pain and suffering Kathleen went through, at least now her family can rest easy knowing that the monster who did this to her is rotting in prison.
Nah, this is crazy. This is crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie, but hold on. Oh, I keep on dropping my shit, but fuck. Fuck, my fault, y'all, but this is probably one of the most like craziest stories that I like listened to in a while, but damn. Y'all see the haircut though? Yeah, your boy looking like sexy as hell, but I appreciate y'all watching the video. Make sure y'all sub, make sure y'all to the notice on, make sure y'all subscribe, and I love y'all.